We finally have another video. This time, it's in Great League. We have Shadow Venusaur with two normal tanks in the back, being Digger's Bee and Lickitung. I finally have mine almost built. Anyway, it was a Sableye lead, and then I built up a bit of energy, then save swap my Lickitung, and in comes a Tentacruel. And I'm thinking I can take swap if needed or if possible, but I took a shield, so I'm happy just taking that. And they threw pretty early, so I knew that was only a acid spray, and then they threw early again, so I knew it was only another acid spray. And I'm going for this power whip because it does more damage, and I was only going to get to one move anyways. So now I'm going to come in here and farm all the way down. I can take this move because it's just another acid spray and I live. And I have a lot of energy to start throwing. So, oh, I dropped my phone on my face. Okay, we have our first Frenzy Plant. That doesn't quite take out the Sableye because I didn't hit all the bubbles. And then they swapped into their Lantern. I need to start using my shield somewhere. And at this point, I'm just going to go straight Earthquake because there's no need to bait there. They get to another Surf. I'm going to save my shield because a return from Sableye does more damage, and they just left because they didn't want to waste any more time because they knew they lost. Next battle, we have a Medicham lead, and they have charge moves, Medicham, that can hurt Venusaur. But my Frenzy Plant also does damage too, so they did 6 counters. That's just an Ice Punch. I'm going to build up, and I'm going to catch the next Ice Punch on my Licky so I can save a Frenzy Plant for later. And Lickitung doesn't have that bad of a matchup against Medicham because the Licks are doing super effective, and like Lickitung's a beast. And then in comes a Dunsparce. So this is going to be a long matchup. Big tanks. I throw the Body Slam because I think I'm going to get to a second one. And yeah, I let a whole roll out through. I'm really bad at counting. I can't, visualize the turn. I let another one through right there. The animation is weird, so when I throw it, it looks like it's the end, but it's really the start of the next one. So, whatever. And they take me out, and I'm just going to come in here with my Digger's Bee and farm all the way down. They realize that's what I was going to do, so they swap into their Lickitung. So they had the same idea. They had an anti-fighter and then 2 normals in the back. And I did some solid damage with the Earthquake. Then I swap back in my loaded Venusaur. I have 2 Frenzy Plants. I throw the first one, I get a shield. I throw the second one to take it out. And then they have their Dunsparce, which gets Vine Whipped down. Next battle, Venusaur into Altaria. Now this is a Pokemon I do not want to see. It hard walls 2 of my Pokemon. So I'm praying this goes through, because if it doesn't, I don't have a chance. And it goes through, so I'm thinking, okay, there's probably a chance. And then in comes a Registeel. Yep. Oh, I have notifications on. Okay, anyway, I had to turn those off quickly. Alright, cool. I get Zap Cannon, and this is smart because it takes 2 moves to take Licky out anyway. And going for the Zap to get a potential attack debuff is smart. So the Reggie leaves with more health. Now I'm just gonna body slam away, chipping. And then they focus blast because it's a cheaper move. I come in with my Venusaur, it looks like. And I get to this Frenzy Plant before they get to their move. And I'm hoping this takes it out, but not quite. So I swap because I knew they were about ready to get to a move and I didn't want to have to shield. And I catch the Zap Cannon on my Diggersby and I don't get an attack fall. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a better spot. I'm not going to bait. I don't think there's a point in baiting because they're probably just going to save their 2 shields for Altaria anyway. But they shield, so I'm going to shield in return. Because the water guns would have started to add up against my Venusaur. So now I'm going to Earthquake again to try and take it out, and I almost take it out. So at this point, I have to let it go because I'm not... Okay, now they swap. Okay, I'm losing it right now. Anyway, I just leave because they had a move start already. They didn't throw on my Licky. Next battle, we have a Trevenant. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like to try and catch a move and save my energy on my Venusaur for something in the back. It was just a Seed Bomb bait. But here I bait out the Altaria, which is really nice because my other 2 do not want to have to deal with that Altaria. So I'm quite pleased that I brought it out here. I get to the second body slam, which will chip quite a bit. Puts it in the red. They Dragon Breath me down, but I have a move store, so I'm going to throw it right away so I don't have to take any more damage than I have to. They shield because I want to get this move off, so I'm going to catch... I don't know if this is the right play, but I catch the move on my Diggersby so I don't have to use a shield. And then they swap their Trevenant back in, which... Okay, that's fine with me, because I wanted to try and align my Diggersby with their Trevenants, because that's a good matchup for me. And me giving up swap like that means that they probably wouldn't come into a bad matchup, but they did, so I'm happy with that. These Fire Punches really add up. I take it out with the 2 Fire Punches. Back comes the Altaria. I don't even know if this Fire Punch will kill. They shield, so something in the back really does not want to see Diggersby. And they don't throw their move for some reason, so I get to the second Fire Punch. And in the back is a G-Fisk. And that was just 5 Mud Shots. This is only a Rock Slide. So then I get to this Earthquake easily. This does huge damage. Then I swap back in to my Venusaur, and I realize they have already lost. Next battle, we have this guy. It's a Medicham lead, so this is scary, but I need to stay in here anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I throw right away. I CMP on the Ice Punch. One, 2, 3, 4. And then I think this was a bad play. I wasn't looking at my phone fully, and in comes a Skarmory. Early, I saw the Skarmory, then I did a full Vine Whip, and then I threw the Frenzy Plants at Skarmory. And then I come in with Lickitung instead of Diggersby. Like, this whole match is just a failure. But I'm going to be able to win this matchup. But now I'm in, like, perfect counter down range for Medicham. I let a counter through here. I'm just completely choking. Anyway. And then they come in with their Frostlass. And if I came in with Diggersby onto the Skarmory, I would have had my Lickitung onto Frostlass, and this would have gone a whole lot easier. I'm going to catch this Avalanche onto my Venusaur since it really doesn't have any play anymore. 6. I'm going to shield this Avalanche because it's going to do the most damage out of everything. And at this point, I'm thinking I have to go for the nuke to have a chance. And then I can hopefully have enough energy to do double Fire Punch to take it out. Two, three. And I'm just farming, trying to get to the back-to-back Fire Punch, and I'm not able to get it. I'm 1 Mudshot off. And I get taken out from this counter. Next battle, Venusaur and another Medicham. So I'm going to try and improve this matchup. They swap right away into their own Lickitung. And from past experience, when someone safe swaps their Lickitung, I chip it and then swap into my own Lickitung. So I can, keep switch, but also have my Lickitung with loaded energy for the Medicham that comes back in. And now this Lickitung's in perfect farm down range. So I'm just going to take all these moves and save my shields for the back. And now I have a Body Slam and a bit of extra energy for this Medicham that's coming back in. But I'm getting worried because they're going to farm me all the way down and have a Psychic for my Venusaur. So I'm just going to double shield my Venusaur and have energy for the back line for whatever comes in. Because I have almost 2 Frenzy Plants already, and I'll either take both shields with those Frenzy Plants and... Okay, anyway, it's a Toxapex, so... this is the first... Fuck, what's the word? We're seeing this for the first time. I throw the first Frenzy Plant to get the shield, and I'm going to save it for the back, because I don't know if this Toxapex is going to be able to take out my Diggersby or not. And I get the second shield with the Earthquake, and I'm still thinking in the back of my mind that I have that Frenzy Plant loaded for if this thing dies. And then I get to this Earthquake, so I'm thinking, okay, I didn't need that Frenzy Plant, but it doesn't kill. This thing is crazy. And I also forgot about the Medicham, though, still alive. But I live with 1 HP, and I have the Fire Punch loaded for the Toxapex that comes back in. All right. We have Venusaur and a Talonflame, so this is not good. I do 1 Vine Whip so I can have some energy and a 5-turn fast move. The damage registers after 4 turns, so you can do a 2-turn fast move and then swap and not have energy or damage register on the Pokemon, so then I swapped with energy, right? And then in comes... That's why I don't bait. Now they have 1 less Pokemon. Alright. In comes the Talonflame back into this matchup. I get this last second Body Slam off, putting it low. And now I'm going to come in with my Diggersby. And this isn't that good of a matchup either, but it's low enough that Fire Punches will start to add up. And they just swapped, so that Brave Bird put this Fire Punch in KO range, but they shield anyway, which is interesting. Now they swap out, and it's a Registeel. So I'm gonna go straight Earthquake, and that lands too. So this guy is not respecting my nuke moves. I shield this so I can double fire. No, I save the double fire punch and I catch the focus blast on my Venusaur, which also makes sense. Just in case this, what do you call it? If the Registeel takes out my Venusaur, I still have the 2 fire punches to take out the Talonflame in the back, but that didn't matter. Okay, I'm just gonna do it the fun way. All right. Build up to 100 energy. There are 2 mud shots, only give them 1 free turn of energy. And then I mud shot down the Talonflame. Alrighty. We have this next battle. We're gonna see why this game isn't always the best game. We're still loading into this battle. The battle is still starting. And we have 2 Pokemon. Yay. Yay. I leave. Okay, anyway, next battle. We have an expert. They have a Nidoqueen lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna attempt to catch this Poison Fang onto my Lickitung, so I can have loaded energy with my Venusaur for whatever's in the back. And then they chipped my Lickitung and then came in with their own Licky. And I'm also debuffed because they Poison Fanged me, so this is not looking too good. But I will be able to hopefully get this Lickitung into Vine Whip downrange, so I can have a lot of energy for my Venusaur for whatever's in the back. I'm just gonna take all these moves and save my shields for Venusaur. Since I'm only gonna get to 1 move, I'm gonna go for the Power Whip, which does more raw damage than Body Slam. And now it's in the low red. The very low red. So I'm gonna wait at my clock and then come in with Venusaur and farm all the way down. I'll take this first Body Slam since it's not gonna KO, and then they get to this Body Slam with 1 HP, and now I have to use a shield, which is annoying, but it is what it is. They come back in with their Nidoqueen. I throw 1 Frenzy Plant, I get the shield, and I come in with my Diggersby. They Poison Fang, and then they swap in their Swampert. That's what that's called. And I go straight for the Earthquake. And then I'm just going to do as much damage as possible. I'm going to throw out this Fire Punch, which isn't going to KO, but still gets the shield, which is an interesting shield, since I'm just going to farm them down anyway, and there's a wasted shield. That... Man, Diggersby's so thick that my debuffed Diggersby lived a Hydro Cannon, and it had to throw to keep switch. And now I came in, I farmed it down, and I have this Frenzy Plant loaded for the Nidoqueen, and Shadow Venusaur hits like a truck. We have Venusaur and a Stunfisk. This is another decent matchup that I like to see. 4, 5. They try to catch, or they do catch. My reflexes when I was doing these battles was not on point. So I'm going to build up as much as I can and then catch this Acrobatics onto my Lickitung. And I don't expect to take switch back. I just want shield advantage since my 2 Pokemon in the back can deal with G-Fisk just fine. So I'm just going to take all these moves. My Lickitung is just used as a damage sponge, just to deal damage and waste time on the clock. And now I get to another Body Slam, and they're forced to shield to keep switch advantage. And I'm alright with this because I can come back with my Venusaur, and they can either come back in with their G-Fisk or reveal their 3rd Pokemon. And now I'm at back-to-back Frenzy Plant, so if they want to shield and try and get to another one, but they don't, so they just let it go, which is smart. And now they come in with their Trevenant, and I'm just going to throw this Frenzy Plant right away, which still does half damage, resisted, which is crazy. So I'm going to build up as much damage as I can, or build up as much energy as I can, and then swap. Now this Trevenant is loaded, but I can take a Seed Bomb pretty comfortably. And then they catch this Fire Punch onto their Stunfisk, which is a good play. But these Fire Punches will start to add up. We CMP on the Earthquake. I shield, and it was a Rock Slide. So this guy's playing me like a fiddle. This guy knows my every move, which is really impressive. I shouldn't have shielded there. That was an obvious bait. But anyway, they're just going to let all these Fire Punches go. And now this is enough for the Earthquake, but I need to save my shield for my Venusaur, because that the Trevenant has like 1.5 Shadow Balls, but I build up to 2 Fire Punches, and they didn't throw it away. So I get this Fire Punch off, and I get the shield, and then I swap. I combo play, and I take out this Trevenant, which with so much energy. So that was an impressive win on my part. Thank you. Anyway, another Trevenant lead. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna build up 5 this time, since I predicted they might just go straight Seed Bomb, seeing how glassy Shadow Venusaur is. And they're staying in. So I got a lot of damage off on that Trevenant, and now they come in with their Bastiodon. And this is a very excelled Bastiodon that power whipped at nothing. And the Stone Edge won't quite take me out, but now I'm in like perfect farm down range for the Bastiodon, so they can leave with a move, which isn't good. But my switch timer comes back up, and both Venusaur and Diggersby have a decent matchup against Bastiodon. They Flamethrower, and at this point I'm just gonna basically commit to the farm down so I can have a bunch of loaded energy for the Trevenant. But I figured I can throw a Fire Punch so I can get more, and then I really hope I didn't CMP there. Alright, we're good. Then they combo play. And I can live a Seed Bomb, but I'm going to shield just because I want to try to get off both of these Fire Punches. I get the first shield. I do a lot of damage on that second Fire Punch. And then I'm just going to let my Diggersby go and farm down with my Venusaur. 3, perfect farm down. 1 Shadow Claw before they got to the next move. And in comes a Shadow Drapion. And that did a lot of damage. Farming up a lot of energy. And I have to remember that their switch timer is up, and they have a low health Bastion on the back. And there it was. They attempted to catch, and I have 2 Frenzy Plants loaded, and they also have a move loaded. But Venusaur wins CMP against Drapion because Drapion stats are garbage. Boom. And with his team, I'm up to the mid-low veteran range. I'm going to try and keep climbing with his team. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.